All right. Welcome to Monday Night Team Training. Yay. Okay, so today's topic, Naomi and I really want to touch a little bit on responsibility. So the words come up a few times for us today in conversation with each other and other things happening. We're like, okay, it's a sign. Let's focus today on responsibility. And, we talk about it all the time. It's pretty self-explanatory. And I guess I wanted to share my journey and, the challenges I've gone through and whatnot, where responsibility has been the game changer for me. And then Naomi's going to share her side of it and probably elaborate more on what I've been saying. So, and you know me, I'm always all over the place. I've got my dot points, what I want to talk about. Let's see how many tangents I go on. The responsibility. So when I joined this business, I didn't actually realise, I jumped in, I was really young, I just wanted to be a part of it all. I never listened, I just, I don't even know what I was doing, to be honest. And most of us who joined this business, we're like, we don't even know what we're doing, our friends said that we should do it with them, I love the idea of it, we just jump in, right? We get our 3 customers, we get to DVF and we just ride the wave of this business. So, but what I didn't learn early, and not that I wish I did, but if I just knew, if I was more conscious of this, of responsibility early, gosh, I think my business would be 10 times bigger. But the responsibility. So we're all independent franchisees, which I think is really cool. This is something we have to remember. Most of us are used to going to a job and being an employee, having a boss. You clock on, you clock off, you do what you're told. You do enough of the work that you do, just enough so they won't fire you. Or if you really love the job, you put your heart and soul into it, but it's not like they pay you anymore, right? And then when it's time to clock off, you switch off and whatnot. But you have a boss that's guiding you, or you have a manager that's guiding you and telling you what to do, or bossing you around, whoever it might be. And it's kind of like we don't really have to take responsibility in traditional work. You just rock up, do your job, and then leave. But in this, when you guys buy your own business, you're an independent franchise. So a franchise, as we know, it's just a business that's already got an established brand and a system as everything is done for us. We're just the word of mouth messenger, right? So I want you guys to really understand that you're an independent franchisee. So you are completely responsible for your business. You do not have a boss. None of us are your boss. The reason that we have leaders in the business is what happens is leaders are the ones who push themselves, they go above and beyond, they do what's necessary to achieve certain things, and they attract a team who want to do the same, and then they grow into their own leadership. So, see, good. Already got on tangent and forgot what I was going to say. So, really understand, guys, that your business is your responsibility. You don't have a boss to tell you what to do. What is really cool about our business is you have people in this business that have done the work before you've done it, or they've been around longer or whatnot. So what they do is they share what they have found to be successful, what works for them, and what we do is we take a responsibility and we duplicate it if we want to have that success and we know that's going to work for us. So understanding that no one's a boss, you're not anyone's boss in this. You are your own responsibility, whether you want to succeed or you just want to cruise, whatever it might be. And the same is when you bring on team, and this is really important to share when you bring on team, and this exact same thing. And I always do this when I have meetings or starting strong meetings or whatnot with your team, is reminding them that, this is your responsibility. You're in control of how far you want to take this. I'm here to guide you and show you how to do things, but I'm not here to do it for you. I'm not here to tell you what to do. And it sets them up nice and strong, because it's really common, and I used to do this. I used to be the blame, shame, justify girl for the first 12 months of my business. You ask Caitlin, go ask her. I was the annoying one that never listened, and I blamed, my team wasn't stepping up, so my business isn't growing because my team's not doing anything. I blame that there's not enough events on, or the events are too far. I blame that my uplines weren't reaching out and helping me. This isn't me. I've totally owned that, and I had no growth in my business. So it is very common for people to come and just wait. You may have done this, because I know I did it, and just wait for, my upline's going to tell me what to do, or my upline's going to show me what to do, and I'm just going to wait here and wait for that message. But the thing is, guys, nothing's going to happen. So we want you to be as responsible as you can, and we want you to teach your new team to become responsible, which is really empowering, don't you think? I think it's really empowering. To know that, like, I can wake up, it's so empowering to know that, cool, I get to make the decision today of how much effort I want to put in, or am I going to let excuses get in the way? And I just think that's really cool. So I think that's pretty much my dot points. Up to us to learn everything. Okay, yeah, so elaborating on this. It is very common to hear in this business that I need to learn more about the product. I need to learn more about the business. I need to learn all this stuff to become more confident. Can I just get a show of hands who said this before? I've done it. Or who's had team? I'm just flicking through, make sure we're all engaged. Yeah. So it's so common because it's not the fact that I need to, or even if you're like this, I need to learn more about this and that to grow my confidence. It's the fact that they might not feel, or you might not feel the confidence in you, and you're just finding a reason to blame why you're not confident. I need to learn more about this. And that's totally normal. Like, I like to feel confident and know my shit before I start talking, right? But then what's up to you, or what's up to your team, what's up to the individual, is it's up to us to learn everything that we want to learn, but not use it as an excuse to not succeed or proceed along the journey of this business. Because it's so easy to step back and be like, I need to learn about the product before I can like talk to people about it. The trick is, or the secret in this business is, the more you go out of your way to share the product and share the business, the more people are going to ask you questions. This is the beauty of Messenger, especially if you're messaging, right? You don't have to reply straight away. If they ask a question that you don't know, instead of going into like, into freak out, like, oh, I don't know this, I just can't, I need to learn more about the product before I even share it more, right? That's your cue to go and actually learn that. So if you mainly converse through Messenger and someone asks you a question about the product or business and you're just like looking at it like, no idea, don't know. You don't have to reply. You go and learn it. That's when you reach out, you take responsibility. I'm going to go reach out to my planner. I'm going to Google that. I know there's thousands of videos on YouTube about all of this, and then you watch the video. That's your learning, and then you're able to answer the question. Or you chuck, we talk about this all the time, is using the third validation, using the three-way calls. I can tell you now, and those, you're probably going to agree with me, those of you who use three-way validation, three-way calls, messages, Zooms, how much do you actually learn? When you sit back and you watch your upline talk to your potential, you're absorbing all of that info. You're literally learning how to exactly do it. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to be like, oh, I need to take a week off and go study and watch all these videos and whatnot. Because, guys, the downside to our product is it's so simple. It's fruits and vegetables. It's so generic that there is so much to learn. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not one pill does just one thing, like so specific. Does that make sense? Like, it's so general because everyone can benefit from it. That's what health is about. It's this whole holistic approach to it. You're never going to stop learning. Like, I haven't stopped learning in almost 5 years. I was with Nat Bulldog today. She's constantly learning, and she's almost 10 years in the business. So do you know what I mean? Like, if we just use that, I've got to keep learning, I've got to learn more, I've got to learn more about the business and whatnot. If Nat Bulldog had that attitude, none of us would be here today. She wouldn't be where she is. Do you know what I mean? So I just want to, like, I had to learn this, and I had to have this breakthrough moment to realize I've got to take responsibility. I've got to make things fit and flow into growing this business and learn along the way. So yeah, if you have any questions, chuck them in the chat while I'm going. Hopefully I'm making sense. It is up to us to call head office if we need. Hey guys, how cool is this? We're part of a business that has a head office that does everything for us. All we do is talk. Yes, we have to like deal with the rejection, but we're the people, we're the face, right? We're the face of the business. We're the ones out there representing. We're literally representatives, right? Head office is there. Like, if you don't understand something on your report, with your pay, with the whatever, don't blame your upline for not teaching you. Yeah. Don't blame that I didn't know where to go or what to do. Because it's like, I love you guys, but that's bullshit. Because I used to do that. And do you know what? I'm the one who I would ring head office. I'd call head office for everything. I had Caitlin, Val, Abby, Carla coming to me saying, Kim, can you explain how commissions are paid? Because I'm the one who called. I remember this. I remember sitting. This is when I lived in the Swanview house. Our bedroom was in the lounge room because we had the fireplace there. So we'd always put the mattress out in between our L-shaped couch. And I remember sitting there with all like the paperwork out and everything, and I'm on the phone to head. I can't remember who I was talking to, but on the phone to head office, and they were explaining to me how pays work, how you get paid the commissions, and how the commissions are divided up quarterly if it's on installments and all this jazz. And because I didn't wait or rely on anyone to tell me, I went and found the information myself. So if I can share that with you and get that message across to you guys, if you need to find out something, take initiative, go find it, call head office. And lastly, I've got two things. Being your best distributor. So by you being your best franchisee, representative, whatever you want to call it, you being your best you is you taking responsibility and leading the way of doing that. So if you have team who ask you questions, don't do the work for your team, because that's your team copying out. And I know that might sound harsh, but do you know what I mean? Like, send them in the right direction. So all the information's out there. Send them to head office. It's not saying just call head office for everything, but if someone's asked me for how do you qualify your business, this is a big one, and I love this point because, guys, I went and made a video about qualifying. I even updated it. I made a new one when all the numbers increased. It is in the Team Coconuts YouTube channel, and it is, if you search qualifying video in Team Coconuts, it's there. You know, and if it's not in your Team Pina Colada and you're not in Team Coconuts, someone go to Team Coconuts, copy the link, post it in Team Pina Colada, like the YouTube. So that's my biggest one, is don't wait. Oh, I don't know. I lost kind of my time. What was I saying with that? Yeah, a lot of people ask, I don't know how to qualify. Cool, I got it. We're good. So instead of me sitting there, I won't over the phone or voice message explain it. I'll say, go watch the video first. From the video, I will then teach, because, for example, qualifying, unless you're a numbers guru, messes with your brain, right? Because we've got to learn the numbers. So I hope that makes sense. These are just some things I wanted to touch on, because even if you're new in this business, guys, absorb this information. This is you learning now. This is you getting on team training. You're taking responsibility for your business. You are committing to learning and just starting to hear it left, right, and center for it to absorb in. And the last thing, no, I lied. I've got two more. One of the things is, it's really quick. It's up to us to look after our customers. We have so many things coming from head office soon that is going to make customer care so easy. But remember, if a customer cancels and you haven't been in contact with them, it is your responsibility to do the customer care. It is not your upline's responsibility. If you're brand new and your upline's helping you talk to people and guiding you, it is not up to them to then look after your customer. You need to look after your own customers. That's just like if you started your own business with a clothing brand, you would be doing your customer care, right? It's just common sense there. So I just wanted to touch on that. And lastly, I want to show you guys something. Now, if you want to take full responsibility, we have something called our virtual office, which we love. Can I just get a nod that you can see my virtual office? Perfect. Now, when you go into here, it says resources. It has, look at all this already. Forms and applications, calendar, healthy starts resources. So that's your child health study that's changed its name. Shred 10, healthy living revolution, if you're using any of the company's content. Look, there's a whole section on Omega blends. You don't know much about the Omegas? Click on that. That's not what I'm showing you today though. If you go into forms and applications, check this out if it wants to load for me. Ta-da! Everything. Do you know what? We create starter guides. We create videos. We do all this stuff as leaders in the business. And I know some of you upcoming leaders are creating your own stuff. Technically, we don't even have to do that, guys. We've got all the resources, sources and content here. However, it just doesn't look as pretty as how we make it because it's all generic. But look at this. How to use your virtual office. Don't know how to use your virtual office? Don't blame your upline that they haven't taught you. It is right here. This is old school if you're going to use like paper copies for applying franchisees. I don't do that because technology. Restart applications here for those of you who do restart. What's in a box? Like training videos. Oh my God, there's a whole thing. This has all been updated. Compliance, motivational graphics for social media. Hello, how cool is that? Then orders, there's all your stuff you need to know. Product return policy. Now, where is it? Promotions. This, and look, I'll just quickly touch on. You got grids. They've got a grid for you can print out, frequently asked questions, what are 5 customers were, all this stuff. Have a play, have a look. But this is the one I want to show you. Fast Track Freedom Plan. And this is really cool. Sorry, Naomi, I'm almost done, I promise. Check this out. I love this. So this is a starter guide in a table. It is so simple that people will look at this and be like, what does this mean? And that's why we have starter guides that kind of go into more detail. So Fast Track Freedom Plan. This says everything to do with fast tracking, not slow tracking, just fast tracking. So the reason that things are called a rocket is back in the day when I started, they didn't have the $100 bonus for DVF, and SDVF was only $300. So they've created this where DVF Rocket, 1,000 points, look, 10 days, orders only $100. Just the fast track, they can still get there. They've got 30 days rank advance. That 30 days obviously goes within to the 40 days because everything starts from the day you sign up. And then you can see Rocket here and fast track 60 days rank advance. So it's kind of like a little fallback if you miss your bonus. And then you can go down, you can read it all. It tells you all the way up to here, 100 Club, blah, blah, blah. So if you're really new and you just know your 10 days to $100, 40 days to $400, fantastic. That's your rocket to SDVF. We want you to pick up as much money that's been put on the table for you. But guys, I just wanted to show you that document because I have had conversations where like, oh shit, I didn't realize that you can still fast track in different periods of time. All the content is there. So this is me teaching you guys. It is up to you to forward it to your, like you can share with your team and say, go check out the resources. All right, Amy, I'm going to stop talking so you have 15 minutes. I totally hogged the time then. Let me find you. Oh, I can't hear you. Can anyone else hear Naomi? No. All right, this whole time, you're gonna have to leave and come back in maybe. All right, oh, no, I can hear you. Yeah, turn yourself up. How do I turn myself up? Can you turn up the volume on your? Is that better? Well, we can hear, I can hear. Hopefully everyone else can.
Oh my goodness, yeah, okay. Technology is not my friend. You guys have heard me say that a million times before. All right, so yeah, like absolutely love everything that Kim said. My kind of like overriding theme for expanding on a few of those points, and Kim did touch on before, is really, it all comes back to treating your Juice Plus business like a business. You know, when we're talking about responsibility. So when you actually step into that space and own the fact that you are a franchise owner, you know, how many franchises do we know that exist on the planet at the moment, right? So, you know, this whole thing of like, you need to put yourself in the same category as every other business owner that you know, every other legitimate business owner, because that is exactly what you have in your hands. And as soon as you do, as soon as you step up to that responsibility and treat this business like a real business, it will start paying you like a real business. And that is honestly the difference between the people that, you know, continually treat this as a hobby, and it's completely fine if that's the level that you want to play at. But if you're, you know, if you're sitting there right now and you're completely honest with yourself and you have a million excuses running through your head, and, you know, I'm talking about being really, really honest, and, you know, your business isn't going in the direction that you want it to go in, and you really want that, like you have, you know, big goals, a big vision for your business, then you really have to think, well, am I treating this like a business? Okay. So, you know, for example, we pay $165, right? Imagine if you paid $165,000 for a Juice Plus franchise. You know, one day in the future, that might happen, because, you know, when we think about what we have to offer, like we're talking about fruits and veggies, right? Fruits and veggies is relevant to every single living human on this planet. It's relevant. We have a business with a product and a solution that is relevant to every single living human on this planet. I don't know any other business that sells a product or a service that actually is relevant to every single other person. So straight away, like, we have this incredible, huge audience that is a potential customer to us. And so it's really coming back to that whole thing. Okay, so I have a product that everyone needs, right? They may not know that they need it, and they may not necessarily want it, but they do. They do need it. So you've got the product stuff sorted. You know, when it comes back to the business side of it, it's like bringing it back to that whole thing of, you know, like, there's already a business structure and a business platform, a system in place that works. You know, every single person coming into this business has the same product. They start at the same level, the same systems, the same support. You know, Kim mentioned all of these points, right? Every single one of us have access to every single thing that, you know, like, we all start at the same level and we all have the same product. And it really is the thing that, you know, you really need to step into that space and take responsibility and run with it. That is really what you need to do, because no one can turn around and say, this doesn't work. And why can't they? Because it's working for so many other people. Okay, so, and I'm talking about the business. So, you know, like, no one can turn around and say, oh, people can't earn $20,000 a month. Like, in this business, they can't grow that to this. I know hundreds of people in Australia alone that are earning that amount of money, and they've done so in a really short period of time in the big scheme of things. So, and you know, like, my eyes have opened up to the possibility in this. You know, when I started this, I was thinking $500 a month. You know, that grew very quickly to $1,000 a month. And then I was thinking, okay, if I can do $5,000 a month, that would be like all my dreams come true. Well, within a really short period of time, I got there. And it's like, I really want to light the fire under each of your guys' butts, really, to understand what is possible in this, because no one would settle for less in a business that they paid $165,000 for. You know what I mean? Like, if you had spent that much money on a franchise to, like, today, what would you do in order to make it work? What would you do to find the customers that you needed? What would you do to get customers walking in your door to make that business work because you were in $165,000 worth of debt? And what's so great is the potential, the return, the reward in your Juice Plus business is better and mind-blowingly bigger than what a franchise that you could buy today for $165,000 is. And you don't even have to go into that debt to make it work. And you probably go through, you know, like, the different kinds of objections and struggles and hardships and stresses and anxiety and all that kind of thing. But there are, you know, equally in those kinds of businesses, you're still going to go through that stuff, right? So I guess what I'm trying to say is you really need to step up and ask yourself, what is it that you want out of this? And what are you doing today to make it happen? Because it's already happening for so many people within our Juice Plus community. Why can't it happen for you? You know, like, there are no excuses. It really just comes down to each of you individually, what you want out of this. And you know, touching on that, it's like the whole staying inspired thing, the whole staying inspired, staying motivated, you know, going for it. You know what I mean? Like, it isn't your upline responsibility to keep you motivated, right? But in saying that, the great thing is that what we have beyond what so many other traditional businesses have is we have an incredible team community where we do lean on each other, we lean into each other, we connect with each other, we help each other, okay? It's not about someone doing the work for you, but it's definitely about sharing the struggles that each of us have been through to make it maybe easier for that next person that comes along. And knowing that no matter what you're going through, someone before you has probably experienced the same thing. And it's just growing through that together. So lean into your team, but understand that it's not about that person taking your responsibilities on. Okay, so it's about the support, but it's not ever anyone's, you know, responsibility to keep you motivated. You've got to find your own reason and why as to what why you're doing this. Like, you've still got to get yourself up out of bed every day and get yourself passionate and excited to show up for your business every day. And your dreams and desires and like goals in this are going to be different to anyone else, but that is your responsibility. For everything else, you can connect with your sidelines, your uplines, you like lean into people, because we are an incredible opportunity, an incredible community. And I absolutely love it, because that's the thing that I did. That's what helped me, leaning into people, not to do the work for me, but to definitely help support me through the times and through the growth period. And like going back a little bit to what I said just before about, everyone does have the same business, the same opportunity, the same systems to plug into. Like, for those of you guys that were at conference, like, we saw someone that was classified legally deaf stand on stage, and she'd had her lifetime of hardship so far, where nothing else had worked. No other schooling system or career or workplace, like, she couldn't make a life for herself until she found this business. Now she's flourishing and she's succeeding, and she's like creating this amazing life for herself and her family, and she's legally deaf. So you know what I mean? Like, just think of the kinds of excuses that you're allowing to stand in your way, and realize that those are the only things that are stopping you, that those are the things standing between you right now and the dream that you want to create for your life. So, and really, like, there's no need for those excuses. Like, lean into the people that you have around you, and anything is possible in this. You actually just need to believe it and then get into action. So that's all I had to say, babe. So did you have anything?
Love it. Love it. Love it. No, that was really good. Does anyone have any questions? Does it all make sense? We're feeling inspired. Like, I just think, how empowering is this? Like, you get the choice right now to go and create something magical. Like, it's just so exciting. I will touch on, Nikki said, I'm still not sure how to tastefully swing a convo with a random contact over JP without scaring them off. Some of these total strangers, some old school friends I haven't laid eyes on for 15 years. So, like, the reality with that is you have to put the time in. You have to put the time in to reconnect. And that's it, because I don't want to wait. I'm lazy. I don't want to have to sit there and do small talk and reconnect. I'm like, I just want to get in with the product info. But there are people who I know they're not randoms. Like, I do want to reconnect with them, and I've got to spend that time. So and like Naomi said it perfectly the other week on training, is, spend the time to get to know them, but don't muck around. Like, give yourself a week of back and forth, unless the conversation is flowing, like you're getting lots of replies, and then build yourself into it. Like, guys, you gotta freaking own this. Like, if someone asks you, what do, you never want to lead with your main job, because then obviously Juice Plus is on the back burner. You want to lead, but if you do lead with your main thing, your main job, that's what you do, you don't emphasize on it. You emphasize on, and I've just been working on my little side online business. I really wanted to start to work online because I want to have more time for myself. I'm absolutely loving it. I'm loving the team that I'm a part of. I haven't said the word Juice Plus. I haven't even said what it's about, but doesn't that sound exciting? What's it all about? I help coach people to get healthier. You are a coach in yourself. You coach, but you share fruits and veggies. You tell them how it's helped you. Common sense is fruits and veggies are good for us. Do you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to be a rocket scientist. So if people don't get that, then like that, God help them for not understanding that. But hey, not everyone gets it. Do you know what I mean? So if you ever feel like you're going to scare them off, then you will. You got to get out of that mindset. You got to go in with love. You got to go in knowing that they might say no. The only time we get scared is because we go in hoping for a yes, and then we're like, we really want them to say yes, but then we might scare them off. You got to let go of that outcome. But you've just got to put the time in and reconnect. And guys, you get to a point. I'm actually finding it easier now to talk to people than I did through my warm market. Obviously, your warm market's there. Reach out. You can go straight into it. But I find I find my tribe. And I know we talk a lot about tribe, and some people are like, oh, I don't know what my tribe is. Your tribe is you. anything that you value, you want, or you're passionate about, you want to find people with the same thing, because then when you share your story of whatever product or business, it's going to flow naturally and they're going to get it because they're similar to you. So I always find people who are already interested in wellness, because I love that. You know I can go straight into the conversation because their ears will prick up. So I hope that makes sense, but I won't go too much in it because there is Chelsea. I currently have 3 potentials that were keen and I've touched base again to give the opportunity to pull out. Now they're just ignoring me. This happens. People ignore you. Just have to leave it. Spend more time. Like if you had 10 leads right now, if you had 10 active conversations with people who want to do the business and they're keen to sign up, and then you had 3 of those 10 ignore you, you're not even going to be worried because you still got 7 conversations. But if they're the only 3 that you're having, it can feel a bit shitty because you're like, oh, I really want to help you. Like, can you not ignore me? Or are you getting my messages? You've just got to keep on building new relationships, having more conversations. And you never know, like 3 days later, check in. Hey, if people don't message me, I do ask, is everything okay? I know we've been chatting and then I haven't heard from you and I was just a bit concerned. Just let me know that everything's all good. And then if they ignore that, then leave it. Don't waste your time on it. Otherwise, they usually will come around and be like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I wasn't ignoring you. All these like life has happened. Usually it's something major and you're like, okay, cool. That earns an okay. Do you know what I mean?
I'll just add a bit to that, Dave.
Yeah, we've still got 5 minutes, so heaps of time.
This was like something that seemed to happen to me hugely. Like it happens so often. Like earlier on, like last year sometime, and it just seemed to. I was just like, okay, there's a lesson in this. Like, what is this? What is this? But it was like all the time I'd have like these awesome. I felt these awesome conversations and have people on my list going, these are definitely going to order next month, rah, and then I'd go back to them and then they'd just like completely ignore me. And it was just like, for me, the thing that worked for me with that was letting go of them altogether. And I actually became really strategic. This is just like a thing that I think I've said it in campaign as well. But I became strategic in my social media like posting. So if you're friends with them on Facebook and you know kind of like the backbone of their story or why they originally were keen to try Juice Plus or whatever it is, then for the next week or so, I would literally use my social media posts to basically be aimed at them, but it wasn't actually a message to them. Do you know what I mean? Like it was an indirect strategic thing, because then people are more like open, or not, they're less on the defensive when they just are scrolling and see something and it triggers something, rather than they see, oh, it's a message from Chelsea again, like I'm not going to open that, like do you know what I mean? And I just found in the end that's what ended up working. Like they ended up coming back to me over time because I was still dropping these relevant pieces of information in front of their eyes through my social media, but it wasn't a personal direct.
Do you want to just give a little example as well? Because again with social media, it's got to come from you just sharing your lifestyle and your story. So can you just give a little example?
Oh, absolutely. So, there's so many different examples, but you could do something like, there was one of the mums that I had been talking to, like her kids were constantly sick. And obviously that is a big part of my story. It was why I even came into Juice Plus in the first place. And I had all this, like she ended up being quite open with me throughout, a few messages. And then it was like, just stopped replying to me. And I didn't really know what had happened or anything like that. And anyway, so I just basically made it so, and I didn't do it every single day, but every few days, I was really, with my social media, when I was, kind of putting forward the story around, wanting product information out there, but obviously we do that through telling our story and painting a portrait of what Juice Plus has done for us. I focused not so much on myself, but I focused on, what I'm grateful for what the products have done for Lily. So I was purely focused on, children's health, but completely about what it had done for Lily. I just, I look at my little girl now and I'm so grateful to see her just, happy and vibrant and playing, and she's no longer sick. And, you focus on the benefits that it has done for you personally, but based on the things that are relevant to the people that you're talking to. Like if you've got someone that is not complaining, but they've come to you because they're, they have really bad period pain. I'll use that example because that was another thing that Juice Plus helped me with. You know what I mean? You can do a post about that. Do you know how relevant that is to so many women that you would know, and how many women would bend over backwards to not have to deal with that anymore? You know, like, or to at least have symptoms alleviated. Like, post the things that it has done for you, and those are the things that people are going to. It is that whole thing about attracting your tribe. People that are looking for the same benefits are going to come to you. But I guess what I'm saying is that I used my customers, my potential customers, as inspiration for my social media posts, because then it was relevant to try and get them over the line. So I hope that kind of makes sense.
We're about to cut out, babe. Sorry, I didn't want to.
Yeah, I'll see the timer. The other thing I was just going to end on is, you know, if you feel fear when you're heading into a conversation, just remember, this is one thing I tell myself all the time now, just remember that if you don't have the courage to have the conversation or to ask, the answer is already no. So the answer is already no. You've just solidified your worst fear. So you may as well ask, because then there's a 50-50 chance. You may as well take the risk and go into that conversation. Yeah, that's all I wanted to end on.
I love that. That's so, so good. I have no idea when this is going to cut out. I was like, please don't cut out. But thank you so much for sharing, guys. Thank you so much for jumping on. I think it's about to go. But mwah, you're amazing. Go for nose. All right. I think I might just end it. Bye.